What's good, everybody? Welcome to Whole Views. Thank you for clicking that thumbnail. My name is Corey, and today we're going to be talking about A Quiet Place Day 1. Want to jump right into it, talk about the rating of this movie. I still use my same little scale that I always used to use with visuals and story and entertainment value, rewatchability, all those things, the pace of the movie. All those things factor into my decisions before I make my little ratings for movies. And I just kind of sum it up with a word. And the word in this case, or the phrase in this case, is pretty damn good. Like, it's one stop away from being perfect. So I don't really want to focus on the minutia of the visuals and the entertainment value and the pace. I really want to talk about movies from a different angle anytime I choose to get on. And so the angle that I'm taking with this video is I want to talk about why this movie was so satisfying in comparison to a lot of other sequels that come out. The reason why this one was so damn good to me is that it answered all the questions that I had about the franchise from the first two films. Like, this was a great entry because it satisfies so many of the questions that I had. For example, from the first film, I wanted to know, is this a United States American, like North America, South America issue? Like, is this only the Western Hemisphere where this is happening? Or is this a global event? They answered that definitively. The world has ended. From the first film, when you look at it, you get to see like newspaper clippings. So I initially wondered, how long did the world function with these creatures on the planet? Was it like an immediate shift, or like did certain places go down slower than other places? Like, how long did the military fight back? How long did it take for everything to truly collapse? And they answered that in this film. They give us like maybe a week of the world functioning similarly to normal. But in most cases, wherever these things landed, like, that was it within a few days. From the first film, I wanted to know, how long did it take humans to figure out that running water, like a waterfall or a fountain, can mask your sound? Like in this film, they use fountains and rain. How long did it take them to realize, like, hey, we can actually kind of talk under the tone of the water? They answered that in this film. It was almost instant that people realized, like, hey, if it's raining, we can kind of whisper a little bit. From the second film, it was a big revelation to me that the creatures can't swim. They don't really do well with water. And so my thought was, hey, how long did it take them to figure out that these things drown? And again, we find out that it's pretty much at their time of arrival, we realize, like, oh, if they have a body of water between us and them, they can't get to us. And that's great information to have. As a critical observer of film, a film critic, if you will, I always wondered, was this franchise able to tell stories that kind of mattered with this sci-fi creature invasion, hostile invasion as a backdrop? Can you still be meaningful without John Krasinski and Emily Blunt and that initial family that you introduced us to? And this movie really answered that well, because we got a really, really heartfelt story with some really, really great moments between our characters. And so overall for me, that's why I say this movie was so damn satisfying, why this movie was so damn good, because it answered a whole bunch of things that I wanted to know for years. And it also proves the point that they can do more of these if they feel like it. And there's really no end in sight. You can always pick a different story that you want to tell and set this invasion as the backdrop. The entertainment value of it is so nice because, yes, it's basically the same as the other films in the franchise with this invasion, and you got to be quiet, and these monsters will kill anything that moves or makes noise. But then at the same time, it's not even about them anymore. We're looking at a story of a dying woman who's just grasping for a slice of life again. She wants to know what it's like to feel alive again and to enjoy some moments on earth before she exits. And then she meets someone that like gives her a reason to live and helps her enjoy her last days, where she can end things on her own terms. Like, that's really what we're looking at. The monsters aside, and the quiet place theme of being silent, sneaking around, all that stuff aside, we get a really, really nice story that's really meaningful and have some really heartfelt moments. And so, yeah, they can do a bunch of these if they want to. Just keep coming back to the world, find a very interesting, heartfelt way to tell a story, and then tell that story in a whole different part of the world with the same backdrop. So they can keep going if they want. If they make money, I'm sure they will. That's all we got for this one, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on any of the things that I spoke about, and did they answer all your questions that you had about the franchise with this film in the comments section. And that's all we have. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.